Namaste fam, hi. I wanted to share today in this video one of genuinely the most important lessons that I've learned in my life, and it's a tough one. What I mean by it's a tough one is it's a hard one to actually digest, absorb, and understand fully. So what am I talking about? One of the most important pieces of information that I've learned along my life, and again, I say this is tough, is, and it's because most of the world, the majority, honestly, is in that hypnotic trance. They're in that rhythm, that flow, that hamster wheel, sorry to put it that way, of get up, go to work, do your 9 to 5, come home, kiss the wife and kids goodnight, rinse, repeat every day for the majority of their lives. And that's okay if you're happy in that. However, to those of us who are awakening to a different way of life, I would say this very valuable piece of information. And the reason I'm choosing to share it here today is because I recently saw a video from someone wildly more popular than me, which most folks on YouTube are, at any rate. And she was sharing this life lesson from her life, which I have now come to understand more in mine, and felt like, you know what, this is really, really important to pass along, and so I should, and so here I am. And the lesson is this: don't take advice or don't listen to people who don't have the results that you want. Now that might sound really, really transactional. However, you'll find that most of life, even in nature, is to some degree inherently transactional. It's just the nature of it, because the world works on energy, and thus everything, every single thing, emotional, transmutation, everything is energy moving. So why does it matter who you're listening to and whether you're listening to people that have the results you want or not? Well, let me ask you this. Would you rather spend 5 years of your life progressing towards your goals, knowing that that is working? Or would you rather follow, let's just use that as an example. Let's say you're following a particular influencer or an individual or something, I don't know, whatever. You like their lifestyle. You see that they appear to have this lifestyle akin to what you would like perhaps your life to look like and be, right? Not a crazy thought, especially because social media makes it look like everybody is out there living their dream life, and when in fact, I don't know how many people actually are. So the importance of not listening to those without the results is because, frankly, there's a lot of pretenders. There's a lot of people who talk the talk and they don't actually walk the talk that they're talking. That was a lot of loop-de-la, but you get my point. And so I know it sounds very, very, very simple. It is in fact very, 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 very difficult because, like I said, most of the world, number one, thinks, I think, on some level, or just trusts or whatever, that everything they hear is truth, which sadly is not the case. And there's a heck of a lot of misinformation just out there in general. I mean, we know this from me going on about health, and there are many other aspects where you can look at the world and see that people are not necessarily telling truths. And it's important for me, I've made this clear in other videos, and as a person in the way that I live my life, that truth is super important to me. So the reason that I wanted to really emphasize this point of just please don't, for your own sake, for saving yourself time and energy, don't listen to people who don't have the results. Like if you are, for example, trying to manifest money in your life, please, please, please don't listen to someone simply because they look like they have the life that you want. Do the research, which is another common information piece you'll probably hear people pass along. Always, always, always do your research, no matter the subject, whether it's spiritual or whether it's more scientific. Always do the research. What I mean by that in this case is, if, say, for example, you're looking to learn a particular instrument from an expert, make sure that they're actually an expert at it. Like, see if they actually can play the instrument, you know what I mean? Don't just trust the fact that maybe it looks like they can play the instrument on their Instagram, because honestly, these days, guys, the AI comes up with goodness knows what, and you could probably make it look like somebody's playing the handpan, even if it isn't real, which is probably, this is becoming a whole other rant, which is probably why now we have to tick off whether there's AI content within our videos or not. I don't know, that's just my own personal, maybe crazy theory. Anyway, I thought, you know what, because I was listening to this gal and boy, she made an impact. She told a very impactful story about her life and what she went through. And it made me realize that, like, gosh darn, you can really spend a lot of your life, and I mean like a substantial chunk of your life, listening to, I hate to put it this way, but I can't really think of another way to say it, the wrong people. Like, you can just be following along with that da-da-da-da-da-da, and your path is, say, here's the circle. Your path is over here going like, you know. So it doesn't serve you to follow along, to be like, for lack of a really better way to put this, to be like a lemming and just go and like run off the cliff with all the other little lemmings. Like, no, we've got to be awake. If we're awake to this, we ought to be awake. And so I thought, let me share what is becoming a real big time saver in a way, because I'm now listening to, again, for lack of better words, the right people. The right people for me is what I should say. And the same goes for you. Make sure you're listening to not only the right people for your heart, but make sure they actually like are who they say they are. They don't just talk the talk, they also walk the darn walk. It's so, so important, because in my view of things so far, only the people who are speaking truth are actually walking the walk. The people who are not in the truth, shall we say, or in the light, are talking the talk, and they ain't walking the walk, honey. They go home to a different life. So that's all I wanted to share. I hope you had a beautiful Valentine's Day and you're having a beautiful weekend. And I will see, if you would like any support or coaching, feel free to reach out to this email address. Sending you so much love. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day or night. Namaste, much love, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next video. Bye. What am I talking about? That's the question. Okay, cut this out until I remember.